My twin sister stole my identity to ruin my credit, so I returned the favor with her wedding. Maya and I were identical in every way except morals. For 23 years, we shared everything: clothes, friends, even boyfriends occasionally. What I didn't know was that she'd been sharing my social security number too. I discovered it when I was denied for my dream apartment. The landlord looked at me like I was complete scum. "Ma'am, your credit score is 340. You have $47,000 in unpaid debts across 17 different accounts." My blood turned to ice. I'd never owned a credit card in my life. That night, I pulled my credit report and nearly vomited. Maya had opened 17 accounts in my name over 3 years. She'd bought a BMW, funded her master's degree, taken luxury vacations, and apparently lived off cash advances while I worked double shifts at a diner to save money for my future. The worst part? She'd been living in a luxury downtown loft with marble countertops while I shared a cramped studio apartment with 2 roommates who left dirty dishes everywhere. When I confronted her the next morning, she didn't even have the decency to deny it. "I needed the money," she said casually, filing her perfectly manicured nails. "Besides, we're twins. What's mine is yours, right? I figured you'd understand. You destroyed my entire financial future, Maya." She shrugged like I'd complained about borrowing a sweater. "You'll figure it out. You always do. You're the responsible one, remember?" For 6 agonizing months, I tried fixing it through legal channels. Fraud reports, police statements, credit disputes, lawyer consultations. Maya had been incredibly careful. She knew my social security number, my mother's maiden name, my first pet's name, everything needed to convince banks and credit companies that she was actually me. The fraud investigators told me twin identity theft was nearly impossible to prove. Without video evidence of her physically making the purchases, it's essentially her word against yours. And she's covered her tracks well. Maya got engaged that fall to Richard, a successful investment banker who thought he was marrying sweet, financially responsible Maya. The same Maya who was planning their elaborate dream wedding with my stolen money. I found out about the engagement when she sent me a formal invitation with gold embossing. "I want you as my maid of honor," she said over coffee, beaming. "We're family, and family should celebrate together." That's when the realization hit me like a freight train. Legal justice wasn't coming fast enough, but there were other kinds of justice available. I started planning my revenge. Richard had absolutely no idea who he was really marrying. Maya had crafted this perfect false image, told him she was completely debt-free, had excellent credit, and worked as a volunteer coordinator at a nonprofit instead of admitting she'd never held a real job longer than 3 months. For the next 6 months, I became the supportive sister she thought I'd always be, helpful, involved in every single wedding detail. I offered to handle all the vendors since Maya was so busy with her demanding nonprofit work. I insisted on paying deposits upfront to help with their cash flow situation. Richard thought it was incredibly generous and kept praising Maya for having such a wonderful, giving sister. What he didn't know was that I was methodically building an airtight paper trail. Every single vendor contract I signed included detailed liability clauses that I'd carefully crafted with the help of a lawyer friend. Every payment came with extensive documentation clearly stating the purchaser's identity and complete responsibility for any damages or unpaid balances. I made absolutely certain that my name appeared nowhere as the financially responsible party. Maya, meanwhile, was living it up like some kind of socialite princess. She'd started using my name for everything again: expensive spa treatments, designer dress fittings, jewelry shopping, even a weekend trip to Paris for her bachelorette party with 6 brides.